Hello, everybody. Um, my name is Algo. Um, I'll just leave it as Algo, for namesake. Um, uh, I'm making this video to just put out there some things that I was shown regarding the BTC flash crash, um, which is something I didn't really believe in. I didn't think it was, I thought it was just people just having dreams, just to have dreams, I guess. It wasn't something that was prevalent to me, nor did I think it was anything that that was real. But I was quickly proven wrong. Um, quickly before I give the dream. I'm a forex trader. I've been trading forex I've been trading forex since officially since 2017. So about 6 years. So I have a little bit of skin in the game, I would say. So I know very well basically how the markets work basically. So um, I'm very aware of a lot of things that the, the general person, day-to-day person um wouldn't know. And so um as a trader, where you learn to rely on logic, facts, and certain probabilities. That is what leads you to surviving these markets. Trading these markets take a lot of skill and a lot of psychological stamina. So yeah, when so that's what I do. One of the main things that I do um in my spare time. So yeah, you know, hearing about these BTC flash crashes, I didn't really believe them. I just thought people were just I guess having dreams. Mind you, I am a follower of Christ. I do believe in Jesus Christ. Um I do believe that we're living in crazy special times. And so I'm not naive to those things. It's just, there's certain things I just wasn't sold on. But quickly, there's a scripture in the Bible that says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. And yeah, I was definitely confounded. um so um so going into this dream that I had, there's two dreams that I want to share with you guys, but the first dream was part of a four scene. So there was the first dream I'm going to give to you was part of a four stage or four scene type setting, but I'm gonna just give you the third setting or the third scene for time's sake. So I saw myself um back in my hometown. I'm up north right now, but I'm originally from South Florida. I saw myself at the intersection of these two roads that's next to this airport. And as I was at this intersection, I saw a a UFO, a saucer. And this is, mind you, now this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to share the dream, because it's really weird. It sounds completely like just weird, right? You talk about UFOs, people think you're nuts. But this is what I saw. I saw a UFO. It looked really nice. It was jet black with it, and the outer rim of the disc was like mirror. It was like a mirror. You kind of see yourself. But it was in the sky. It was hanging there, you know, and instantaneously, without any warning, it shot into the sky at like the speed of light. Um, the minute it did that, the next thing I know, the sky turned really, 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 really dark. Um, as the sky turned dark, I was looking up at the sky. I was like, "Whoa, this is kind of creepy. This is kind of like this is kind of scary. Like, Lord, are you returning or something? Like, is this? Are you about to? Are you about to crack the sky? Like, what's going on here? Let me just say my prayers real quick. Make sure I'm aligned with, you know. But as I'm looking at the sky, it becomes really really dark, like scary dark. And the next thing I know, I see this plane just nosedive out of the sky. It just it's heading straight towards me. I was with somebody else. I don't know if it was my mother or another family member, but I quickly grabbed the person And I said, we have to go. We have to go. This thing is coming down. It's coming down. And I start running. As I'm running, the plane hit the ground, but it didn't explode. It did something weird. It started bouncing like a basketball or a toy, and it was just destroying everything around it. Fences, cars, buildings. Everything else is getting destroyed, but the plane is intact, but it's just bouncing like a toy, right? And it's wrecking everything, roads, bridges, you name it. Everything is just getting destroyed by this plane. But the plane is fine. The plane didn't explode. It's bouncing like a toy, like a basketball. So the plane deliberately, as it's doing all this, it's just flying towards me though. And I find myself doing 007 moves trying to avoid this plane. Mind you now, if you guys ever rode a plane before, you know that planes are really, really big, aircrafts, right? The nose is huge. If you've been next to a plane, you know how big the nose, the wing, the tail, the body itself is just massive, massive, massive mechanical machine that coincidentally suspends in the air, right? But it was just coming at me, and I found myself trying to avoid it, and right when I think I'm out the woodworks, and I think I get away from it, another plane starts to tumble out the sky, and I said, "Oh no, God, there's no way. You got to be kidding me." And in the dream, it felt surreal. I felt like I was actually tired. Like I felt like I was actually in that dimension or whatever, wherever that was at. Um, and I'm just like, Lord, I know this is it. I'm just gonna throw in the towel. You can't you can't do this to me. I can't do this. Like, I this is I can't avoid this one. I just got done avoiding this one. You want me to avoid that one? Oh no. Let me just let me just try to get align myself with you, Lord, and just call the quits. I'm going out. And the minute I said that, I quickly the minute the plane right before the plane hit me, right, I quickly became a huge, huge giant, and the second plane was nothing, right? It's like I absorbed it. It was weird, but it was nothing, and I found myself, um, um, entering into instantaneously. I found myself in the fourth scene, and like just a whole bunch of people around me and telling me, they're basically like telling me how, oh, how did you do that? How did you know? Hey man, you're like the goat. You're the guy. Like, well, how did you get? You're just awesome, man. Like that was just crazy how you did that. And I'm just like, what was going on? Like, what? Why are these people around me? Did I make it to the NFL? Like, what happened? Did I make it to the Super Bowl? Or win by for any chance? Like, it was just weird, right? And I was just, you know, just dumbfounded, and I just woke up, and then I was really, really confused. For a while, I thought the dream. For a while, I thought the dream um meant that if I got on a plane, something horrible would go wrong, and I would just I would end up dying on a plane or something. But that's not what it meant. After a while, I was just asking God, like, yo, what could it mean, right? The plane signified the crypto markets and the stock markets. Um, Basically signified that the crypto markets, right, along with the stock markets, will crash and will hit ground zero. It will not just hit ground zero, but it will bounce there, it will hang there, right? Just and just wreak havoc globally. And so, me being right in the middle of that, the Lord showed me that, I guess, by the grace of God, I'll be able to capitalize and obtain some BTC, right? So it was just it was shocking to me because, um, like I said, I didn't when God gives you a dream, at first it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. God has this way where he'll give you a dream and it makes completely no sense. It's like Alien, you know. Um, Speaking of Alien, the aircraft, the alien aircraft that was in the sky prior to shooting up into the clouds at light speed, that signified, the Lord showed me and told me that that meant that there's dirty work at play, and there's not just dirty work with these politicians and these government officials and big bankers, but um they're dealing with demonic entities. Like there's demonic entities involved in all of this. So, the kings of the earth are mingling and have are in cahoots with these beings basically, and it's all tied in, it's all mixed in, tied in. So and that's what's going to trigger this crash somehow, some way. It's going to just cause complete chaos, and it's all due to this inorganic crash that's going to be deliberately done on purpose. So that was that dream. Fast forward last September, before I give you the second dream. So the first dream was the first dream I just gave you, that happened in April, Marches. Um, the second dream I'm going to give you happened just recently on October 21st or 22nd. I can't remember the exact day, but it was around that time. Prior to that though, before I give you the second dream, last in September, which was this year, September 2022, on the 14th. Mind you now, like I told you before, that I'm a Forex trader. I trade for a prop firm called FTMO. A lot of people are probably familiar with this. If there's any Forex traders that are listening to this video, you know, FTMO is a pretty prominent firm that a lot of non-Wall Street amateur traders, right? That's technically what I am. I don't trade for Wall Street, so technically you're a retail amateur. We used FTMO. They have they have one of the best deals and options as to how, you know, how you want to trade, leverage, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the prop trade, that the prop firm I trade for. And so every, you know, I have to manage a certain amount of capital and make sure that, you know, I don't I don't mess it up. You know, I make sure that I'm able to make a profit week in, week out, month in, month out. And so it's a great responsibility. And so you have to do your analysis every day. It's a real job. It's like a real job, you know. So you don't, you know, end up losing the account. So every night I would end up, you know, doing my analysis. And one particular night, September 14th, I found this. Basically it was the dollar, right? Or the DXY. It completely it glitched. It glitched and went straight to zero. Now, anybody with common sense that understands the markets know that anything that's pegged to the dollar, right? If something that's pegged to a specific currency, if that currency goes to zero, instantaneously that asset becomes invaluable. It goes to zero as well. Everything goes to zero. So I seen the DXY. When I saw it, I thought I was crazy. I said, what is going on? Mind you, another thing is that whole, you know, time frame, there was rumors that the ISO 222 protocol, which is basically a payment standard that the whole world is going on, right? This is part of the powers that be. This is part of their plan to move the whole world to a new payment system. There's rumors that there were stress tests going on. So, you know, that was also in the back of my mind when I saw this. I thought I was crazy. I called a friend and I said, "Yo, do you see this?" And they saw it. They went nuts. I called two other friends, actually, two or three other friends, and they all saw it. They all sent me screenshots and confirmed exactly what I was seeing on the daily. On the daily chart, you could see that the DXY had glitched and went to zero. I want to say this, when a lot of times when the market usually glitches and gaps, but it usually does it on a Sunday, a Sunday night, which is the opening or the beginning of the new week. That's when glitches usually happen, and it's due to a lot of volume when the algorithm starts to turn and warm up. That's the best way I could put it. But for it to happen on a Wednesday, right, at I think it was 12:14 Central Time, it didn't make any sense. So that was God's way of showing me, you know, hey Ben, this is, hey, this is real, you know, this is real. This is actually taking place. So I'm a very visual learner. God knows that about me. I struggle with faith sometimes. Sometimes the Lord will show me something, and I'll go back and say, I get all hyped. I'm just like, thank you, Lord. And then 3 days later, it's like, oh Lord, like what is this? What's going on? Are you sure about this? The Lord knows that about me. And so he didn't want to just deal with me with dreams, but he wanted to actually show me, look, this is what's to come. So now fast forward to October. I was sleeping one night, which was the 21st. I was sleeping, and I saw myself in front of the charts, right? And I was watching the Bitcoin. I was watching the Bitcoin price, right? And um, it kind of dipped to 19,500, or it went to 19,500. And when it did that, I told myself, I said, "Wow, I wonder if it's gonna fall now." The minute I said that, instantaneously, the minute I said that warp speed, it went straight to zero. It not only went to zero, but it pierced zero, and it went into sub-zero levels. And if you go to on Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin past zero, it doesn't say 0.0000. It goes straight into negative numbers, and it went straight to negative $912. I instantly in the dream I started to panic because um I have orders on both Bittrex and KuCoin, but I didn't have time to check both exchanges. I just checked my Bittrex, and sure enough, as I checked my Bittrex, I was astonished to see that I caught quite a bit of Bitcoin. It was crazy. It was so surreal, and I started going nuts, and I kind of I kind of had like a little panic attack. Started to in the dream started to have panic. I had a little panic attack. I started to hyperventilate, and I tried to tell my mom. The minute I tried to tell my mom, I woke up. So that dream was just so surreal to me because like I told you guys before, sometimes I struggle with my faith, and I was telling the Lord, I said, Lord, I don't know where to put my my limit orders. I don't want to be too greedy. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to put too low. And the Lord was like basically telling me like, look, just don't worry about that. Just cast the net, right? Cast the net. When Jesus told Peter to cast his net, he didn't tell Peter, hey, put it a quarter way down or put it a fifth way down, or you know, go 7 feet um into the water, go to he didn't tell him all that. He just said, hey, just cast your net. And so the Lord just wanted to show that to me, and just to basically let me know that, hey, you're good. This is real, and I just want you to go ahead and just make sure that you have that there. So this is for everybody out there that's probably trying to that is not aware, or kind of on the fence. Especially if they heard it from somebody that is actually in the markets, that understand the markets, that this thing is actually going to happen. Anybody with a set of two eyes and a brain know that we're going to have the worst market crash that the world has ever seen. The signs are there, the economics, the numbers are there, the economic stats are there. It's all there. So this is not a game, folks. It's real. The purpose of this market crash is to deliberately bankrupt the middle class. Just to sum up, if you you don't know what's going on, I suggest do a little research and figure out what's going on, try to catch up. But it's basically to corrupt the middle class. There will be no middle class. There will be a big chasm between the rich and the poor after this happens. So the Lord really wants to wake up his people, because other things that need to be done, and to set them up prior to this. So folks, I wasn't going to share this dream. Like I said, I just felt weird. Everybody sharing dreams out there. I didn't want to just put a dream out there just because I had it. But after I had the second dream, it was like, wow, Lord, like, I know you're telling me something. I need to put this out there. So, um, yeah, I just, wanted to come here and just tell you guys, hey, this is definitely going to take place. We're definitely in that time frame now, and it's fourth quarter, and um, the climax of this great story is happening. Quickly before I go, I don't want to make the video too long. Um, when it comes to these algorithms, guys, I want you guys to understand, like, everything that you see, whether it's your mortgage, credit cards, loans, um, um, student loans, you could think if it's associated with money, it's connected to these algorithms, which is connected centrally to the bond markets, the whole financial system. It's all plugged in with these algorithms. These algorithms are they manage trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. You have the BlackRocks, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs, the Citibanks. They all have these expensive algorithms that are built out, specifically BlackRock and their Aladdin algo. You can look into that. It's called Aladdin. It's very, very, they spend a lot of money on these algorithms. And so if there was to ever be a situation where something went wrong, there was a bug, these algorithms would completely just flush and just send a wave of chaos throughout all of society globally. It's not a joke. Um, and so people need to understand that these algorithms work off of a logic called if then else, which is basically if this happens, trigger this. If that happens, trigger that. This is one of the reasons why I didn't believe in the Bitcoin flash crash or anything that these YouTubers, well, not the Christian community, but just in general, like the hype community, the regular crypto community. A lot of times they'll talk about crypto and how bullish it is and this and that, and they have no idea how this thing works. It works off of this algorithm that based off of what, for example, what JP Morgan wants to do for the week, for the month, this algorithm adjusts itself and waits till all that liquidity is fed into the markets, which is us, retail, along with other opponents, other banks, other central banks, et cetera, et cetera. They make their move. That's how the algorithms move. They make their moves based off of what the central banks or these big institutions want to do, and they wait till liquidity. They're liquidity providers, which means that they offer counterparty and to the person on the other side of the desk. So if you're a buyer, JP Morgan is going to be a seller, and he'll set up his orders. They have so much money that they can't just put all their money in the markets. They have to spread it out so they don't flush the markets because they have that much money. Like I said, it's trillions upon trillions of dollars that these big behemoth institutions manage. So I just mouthful. I just wanted to, like I said, guys, I just wanted to come out here and tell you guys that yeah, this is real, guys. This is what's going on, and God is the enemy's working, but God is working as well. I want you guys to understand that these big institutions that you see out here, a lot of them are going to go under. This is the same situation where Israel is crossing the Red Sea, and when God parted the seas for Israel, Pharaoh and his generals and his soldiers thought that they could cross over as well. And the minute they thought that, God collapsed the Red Sea right on top of them, and they were never seen again. It was the same situation. A lot of these institutions, I'm not going to name names because I don't know which ones, but a lot of them are going to go under when this happens. And so basically, their own algo is going to be their demise. This thing is going to really just annihilate, a lot of big names. So, you know, um, guys, just have faith. Another thing also is dates. There's a lot of people out there that put dates. That's fine. God speaks to people in different ways. I can't tell you what God, what their dream or interpretation of what was. I know that God's given a lot of people dreams. Dates kind of did mess me up, but don't focus on the dates. Just focus on the overall narrative, which is to go ahead and set these limit orders up because this thing is going to happen. God will do what he does when he want to do it. People of Israel didn't know what God was going to do when Pharaoh cornered them at the Red Sea. Few of them knew that God was going to do something. A lot of them said, oh, Pharaoh, Moses, what did you do? You let us here to die. You should have left us in Egypt. But there were the few that believed that God was going to do something they didn't know when. And sure enough, God told Moses, hey, lift the staff, part it, and it happened. So I say this to say that, guys. Have faith. If any of you guys are on the fence, just do a little bit of research. Ask God. Don't believe anything I tell you. I'm not a prophet. um, I'm not a prophet. I don't claim to be a prophet. I'm just somebody that God showed and kind of had to sit me down and show me this is what's going on. And like I said, I'll leave pictures and stuff up so you guys can see that everything I'm saying is the truth. And just pray about it. Ask God to, hey, what is this guy talking about? The so-called trader, and he will show you. If I'm a liar, he'll show you. So, um, God bless you all, man, and I'll go out. Also, guys, I forgot this tad bit detail. Um, when in the dream, when the crash happened and it pierced zero, it went into sub-zero levels. Because I know people are probably gonna comment and ask, what price did it go to? I saw the mother of all wicks. That's all I could tell you. I saw the mother of all wicks. I didn't see where it went back to, but I see it pierced zero, went into those sub levels, and it wicked back. That wick was just massive. It took up the whole screen. Um, and I can't tell you what price it bounced back to, but it did bounce back. It looked like it bounced back towards those levels, those original levels. I just don't know where. But um um yeah, I do not know what price it was at after it did what it did. I'm not sure, but the wick was so big. The wick was scary. It looked like it could stab you through the screen. That's how big this wick was. So I do not know what price it went back to or what price it returned to. It was instantaneous. It was fast. It was quick. If you blinked, you missed it. That's all I could tell you. And I guess in the dream I was too worried about just checking my accounts. I didn't see what price it bounced back to. So just to clear the just to any questions about what price did I see it return to? I didn't see it return to any price. I just saw that the wick it went to zero beyond zero, then it pulled back quickly, and the wick was just humongous. So yeah, folks, that's all.